Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. I am a full-time reseller, and today I am going to show you only my high dollar what sold for the last month and a half. This is almost $5,000 in sales on 30 items. Some really good stuff to keep an eye out for to make some big profits, and I'm going to show you them all right now. All right, so these are all my own personal sales out of my eBay store. All sales are eBay, all are buy it now. So I do about 99.5% buy it now. I get asked that all the time, and every single item you are going to see on this video is buy it now. And these first, I think 3 or 4 items were priced a little above $50, but I accepted offers close to that $50 mark. This first one took a little over a year to sell. It is a beautiful sterling silver dichroic glass pendant that I only paid $5 for. This is a vintage sterling dichroic iridescent glass oval and triangle pendant. There was no necklace with this. This one I accepted a best offer around $50, and I am going to show you these up close so you can see them a little bit better. So here it is up close. You can see beautiful rainbow effects on that glass. And I also wanted to show you with a measuring tape. This pendant is only a little bit over an inch big. It is not very, very large, and I did pay $5. So after fees, this is about a $35 to $37 profit. Up next is some sheets, and a few of these items you might have seen on my Monday What Sold videos that air on Thursdays, or you could have seen them in another recap. But today I am only showing you high dollars. So these are some Pottery Barn kids sheets. And if you don't know, Pottery Barn is a great brand to pick up, especially linens. I have done very, very well with it. And this set, I accepted an offer right around that $50 mark. This is a Pottery Barn Kids Blue Island Surf. You see I put Hula Beach Hawaiian. Those are some keywords that people might search for, and these were a twin and fitted sheet. I didn't put set because I did not have pillowcase with it. Accepted a best offer on $50. I picked these up at a Salvation Army down in the Florida Keys on vacation. Paid $5.99 or $6.99. So these are about a $37 profit. They sold in only a couple of months. Here you can see the pattern up close. So this has got surfboards everywhere. It's got bicycles. Fun little beach print. This would be a great one for somebody to put in a beach home or vacation rental. And I did want to show you the tag here. It just simply says Pottery Barn Kids. I can feel these sheets as I go through linen racks. I have found quite a few just feeling the quality. These are made very well. And that was a great sale. Again, accepted an offer of $50. Up next is a unbranded, or at least it was unsigned, brooch and earring set. This set I also accepted a best offer of $50. I did put it had patent pending on it. Sometimes that might be a little bit of help for someone. And this one is another one though that did take a little over a year to sell. So you are seeing some older sales in this video. Not older, but they were items that took a long time to sell. And that can be the frustrating part, especially if you're brand new, because you have all new items and some of them are going to take a little bit longer to sell. Just be patient, keep plugging through, and they eventually will sell. So let me show you this jewelry set. This is a signed patent pending vintage estate blue rhinestone flower brooch and pair of clip-on earrings. Accepted a best offer of $50. I did want to show you these up close. These are not overly impressive. I actually didn't catch that blue rhinestone very well in my photograph. It actually is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of jewelry with blue topaz color. Now here I want to show you, I did photograph the back of the entire set showing the condition of it, and I wanted to zoom in just a little bit closer and show you the only marking on these said patent pending. And that one again took a little over a year to sell, but sold for an offer right at $50. Up next is a super cool piece. I actually I think I picked up 3 or 4 of these in an online estate lot. This one, again, another one that took about a year to sell. This is Oaxaca. I can't remember how to pronounce that, but it is from Mexico. It is hand painted and it's an armadillo. This wood carving armadillo, it was signed Aragon, Mexican folk art, Alebrije, Oaxaca. I cannot remember. I'm butchering that. I know I am. This one I accepted a best offer of $50 on as well. Here you can see it up close. Beautiful colors and paintings on this. And I will tell you, there are some larger pieces like this that are valued in the hundreds of dollars. So definitely remember this look, and Mexican folk art animals can be pretty valuable. And then I did want to show you on the underside where this one is clearly signed Ramira Aragon. So if you have a signed piece, I would definitely recommend putting that in the title. This was a great sale, $50. I actually only paid about $3 to $4 for this one. So this one's about a $38 profit. Up next, one of my favorite things, end of the day glass. You know, you get all the colors, kind of confetti-like. This one sold once. It was returned because I didn't notice there was a chip on the inner lip. However, when it resold, it sold actually, I think, for a little bit more, and that was with the chip notated. So don't think that those imperfect pieces won't sell. They will. People will still buy them. People are looking for deals. So give a little bit of a discount, you know, maybe 20, 30%. Sometimes if it's rare, I don't do any discount on them. So this one I accepted a best offer, a little over $50, and it actually sold within 2 months of it being returned. This is a vintage end of day. I did put splatter art glass, covered powder trinket jar pillbox. You see that I put reed on the end of it. And again, I accepted an offer close to $50. Here you can see that jar up close. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece of art glass. And I wanted to show you here, I did zoom in and show that chip on the inner rim to make sure that the buyer was aware of it. And the piece still sold for $50. Up next is a fossil keeper purse. If you are not aware, some fossil can bring pretty good money. So I really love finding fossil. I typically will pick it up if it's about $5 or less. This next one was in an online estate auction. It sold in under a month, as have quite a few other purses that were in the lot with this one. This was a bigger one. It is a beautiful brown leather fossil keeper purse. So this fossil keeper, I did put large brown pebbled leather. I put shopper, satchel, crossbody, purse, and bag. Again, I am just packing those keywords into the title so that more people will find my listing. Here you can see it up close. So with the fossil keepers, they typically have that key that you see hanging down there. This one was in absolutely beautiful condition. I wanted to show you, I do take a picture of the bottom of the purses to show that condition. So here you can see this one pretty much looks like it was not used at all. And I accepted an offer of $50. I paid about $5 in that lot, making this one about a $37 to $38 profit. All right, this is the next one. Might blow your mind a little bit. And if you haven't been watching me very long, pharmaceutical rep stuff can bring good money. And that includes notepads, pens, especially quirky little stuff like this one I'm getting ready to show you. This next one is a giant Nexium pill, but it's actually a water bottle. This is a Nexium 40 milligram pharmaceutical wrap. That's a big keyword if you find stuff like this. Big purple pill thermos collectible bottle. I accepted a best offer on this one of $68 and I only paid $1. So this one is actually a $50 profit. Here you can see the bottle up close. This was in immaculate condition, did not appear to have been used, and a great sale, great profit, over $50 on a water bottle. Up next is an item that is kind of, not this one, but some of the ones I got with it brought a little controversy to me via eBay messages because somebody attacked me telling me they were not Lefton. However, I know they are, so I've done research, and Lefton actually created 2 different lines of Nursery Rhyme figurines. This set that I sold is one of 5 that I picked up at a local flea market. They were all in their original Lefton boxes. They had their Lefton stickers. I found plenty of them listed on Etsy, on eBay, on WorthPoint, verifying the identification, and somebody messaged me on eBay, called me a liar, said like all kinds of things. And I don't know what possesses people to just reach out and attack somebody. And the crazy thing is, if they had done their research, they would have known that Lefton made 2 lines. So they said, I have this one and this is not it. They did have one, but there was another one made. So anyways, do your research. Don't always listen. And I do appreciate people that give me information nicely, and I don't know everything. So I do take it into account. I kind of re-research to see if what they are saying is credible. And if it is, I will change my listing. But in this case, the person was not correct. So enough rambling about that. It kind of gets my goat when people attack you on eBay thinking they know everything when not always the case. All right, let's look. This is a vintage bone china Nursery Rhyme Girl Paris Chicken Eggs Japan. Somebody sent me this Nursery Rhyme and I do not remember it. It is an older one. This set is from the 1950s. I wanted to zoom in close here and show you, if you look on this chicken, the original Lefton sticker is on there. And here is the box. Again, the original Lefton sticker is on there. So this person in this case was completely wrong. And I don't think I dignified their message with a response. But this was a great sale. I picked these up for about $10 at my local flea market. This one is about a $40 to $45 profit. And it took about 8 months to sell. All right, this next one is something I love selling, and that is scarab beetle beads, necklaces, pendants. I think they look really cool. I'm actually going to list some today after I finish this video. I found some more. So this scarab beetle necklace sold in under a week. I am only a couple dollars in. Watch for scarab beetle stuff. Some of it is worth quite a bit more than this one sold for. This is a vintage 16-inch. I did put old antique silver scarab beetle bamboo carved pendant or necklace. Sold for $64.99 within a week of listing it. I am about $5 into it, so it's about a $45 profit. Here you can see it up close. The cool thing is this one had that big scarab beetle pendant at the bottom, bamboo looking beads, and then smaller scarab beetle beads. And I wanted to show you the back of this pendant. Again, the pendant is sterling silver. The rest of the necklace was not. But beautiful carving, and these are just amazing pieces. Keep an eye out. Sometimes just the beads sell for hundreds of dollars, and this one again is about a $45 profit. Up next is a set of Cabela's waders. Hunting gear and clothing. Definitely something to keep an eye out for. This is a Cabela's Chest Waders Camo Reversible Stocking Foot Hunting Fishing. They were new in the box. They were 3 millimeters. These sold for $84.49. I did want to show you, I bought these in an online auction in the box. Only paid under $5 for them. So I did take a picture showing they had the original box. And these are over a $65 profit, and they sold in under 2 months. All right, up next is a really cool wrought iron wagon. I actually picked this up at the same time I picked up those Pottery Barn sheets I showed you earlier. So I like a variety of items. I keep a variety. I think that keeps it interesting for me and keeps sales going if one category isn't selling. So this wrought iron wagon could have been used for either a planter to hold some pots or for wine bottles. And you will see I did put both in my description. This is a vintage wagon tractor iron wheel plant or pot holder. Wine, I did put rustic art decor. I did put holder twice in that title, so I wasted some precious title character space there. This one sold for $64.35. I picked it up at Goodwill for $5.99, so it's about a $45 profit. Here you can see it up close. This thing is old, rusted. It's really, really cool. And people like that look. So I don't try and clean this stuff up or change it. They like that rustic look. Here's another shot a little bit closer. This thing had rust everywhere. Everywhere on it. Beautiful twisted wrought iron. And it was the perfect size for either wine bottles or some small pots. Great sale. Really, really fast. And not a bad profit at $45. I also want to bring up, just in case you're new to my channel, that I do buyer paid shipping. I do not do free shipping on any of these. So that's why I haven't mentioned the shipping cost. It is calculated. It is charged to the buyer. We don't make a profit on it. We charge them what it cost us, and it's kind of a wash. So it's a washout for us. Some people like to do free shipping, and that's okay too. You do whatever works for you. This next sale sold in under 24 hours. This is a vintage Premier elegant gold tone vanity dresser mirror brush comb and nail set. It sold for $80 on a best offer. I had it priced at about $100. Sales have been low, so even though it had been listed less than 24 hours, I was happy to get that $80. I only paid $20. Here you can see that set up close. I did show this in my last What Sold video, but sometimes you can see stuff a little bit better with the photos. And I want to show you this powder box up close. This set was beautiful and in excellent condition. And then here, zoomed in on the mirror, you can see it was with the original sticker that says Premier. It was 24 karat gold plate. And this one was about a $40 profit in under a day. Up next is a beautiful Cameo. It is a gold Cameo. I did get it in a vintage estate lot, so occasionally you can find gold in those lots. But I want to point out, over on eBay, jewelry is one of the slowest selling categories for us. Most of our jewelry pieces take over a year unless they are a very, very popular name brand or very exciting piece. So that's why I prefer selling my jewelry over on Whatnot, even though I might not sell it for as much. So if you haven't come see me on Whatnot, if you want to buy jewelry to sell, a lot of mine sells cheap enough that you could still make a good profit. So this Cameo took over a year to sell, but it was a good profit. This is a vintage Victorian 14 karat yellow gold carved shell Cameo pendant. It was 1 inch. It was a very, very small one. It was signed ES. And this one sold for $129. Here you can see that Cameo up close. Beautiful, beautiful carved mother of pearl. And I did want to show you, whenever you have jewelry, it's very important to zoom in on those markings. So here you can see I zoomed in. It says ES, K14. It actually looks like it says AIB as well. And this one, I'm under $5 in because it wasn't an estate lot. And this one's going to be pretty close to $100 profit. All right, up next is something that I feel like is out there quite a bit. Beautiful set of 6 oriental plates. These were not breakable, they were wood. So typically with breakable plates, I don't like listing more than 4 of them together because I don't want to ship more than 4 of them together. But since these were not breakable, I did put them together and they sold for over $100. This is a set of 6 antique or vintage hand-painted Japanese black lacquered plates. I did put hand-painted. I put it twice again. Look at me. 2 listings. I'm wasting keyword space. Sold for $129.34. Here is that set of 6 up close. There is a completely different design on every single one. And I wanted to show you the back because the back was very worn on these with paint chip. So you want to make sure to disclose all of those condition issues when you are listing items that are in less than perfect condition. And these I actually paid less than $10. So they are close to $100 profit. All right, up next is some fabric. Quilting items can be big money. That means fat quarters for making quilts, yards of fabric, finished quilts. If you're not looking at quilting items, I definitely would. Quilting is a very expensive hobby. My mother quilts and it's expensive. So after I showed this in my last What Sold video, somebody told me that J. Wecker fabric is very hard to find, which is what this is. But I found 3 pieces, almost total of 5 yards at my little local thrift store, and I paid less than $10. So this next one was a $78 sale, but it was for 2 of those fabric pieces, a 3 yard as well as a 2 yard. But I want to show you this fabric and exactly why it caught my eye at the thrift store. This first one here is Tidings of Great Joy. They both are the same print, essentially, just a little different pattern. Tidings of Great Joy, I did put Clock in Time. I did put J. Wecker Frisch because that is who designed this fabric. So this first piece sold for $45.49. And this one was a black background. And then here, the second one was 2.5 yards. And this one sold for $32.49. So here you can see that black fabric up close. This just pops to me. And if you see in one of those clocks, there's a face in the middle of the clock. Kind of looks steampunkish to me. Here's that face just a little bit closer for you. Definite vibrant pattern. And here is what I always look for when I find fabric. And I'm not saying I won't pick up fabric that doesn't have a name, because if it's a spectacular pattern, I will still pick it up. But this one was very easy to research and see that it was selling. This one on the bottom says Tidings of Great Joy, the art of J. Wecker Frisch. So always look on the edge of that fabric, see if it is marked, because then you can look it up to see if it is selling. And these 2 were over a $50 profit, and they actually sold in only a couple of days. Up next is another fast sale. Another item from a jewelry lot, but it was not jewelry. And I actually bought this lot because of these 2 items. And they sold for close to $100, and they sold overnight. This is a vintage World War II military dog tag. They were acid etched and they had a fingerprint on them. And I'm going to show you that. So these sold for $97.49. So here are these plates up close. You can see they are oval, and you can see it is script. It is acid etched. The name, it does say Charlie Lee Howland, U.S. Navy, and it has his birthday as well as the day that he died, I believe. I'm not positive on that. You can let me know down in the comments. And I did want to show you here on the back, very clear thumbprint on the back of this one. This was an absolutely great sale. almost $100, and the buyer actually asked me if I had more items from him, but these dog tags were just thrown into a vintage estate jewelry lot. They are what caught my eye. They did more than pay for the entire lot, and they sold very fast. Up next is a really cool Sgraffito bowl. Really neat painting, and this one took a little bit longer to sell, but it was worth the wait. This is a vintage Sgraffito Montepoli, Italy, large 10.5-inch bowl. I did put hand painted design, bull or Pegasus, sold for $130. This one took a little under a year. It wasn't horrible. Here you can see it up close, the Pegasus. Really neat design on this bowl. And I did want to show you here on the back, it was signed Italia, and it also was numbered there, you can see as well. And this one I only paid $5 at the thrift store, and it is about $100 profit. All right, if you watched my last What Sold video, at the very beginning, I showed a little fan that we didn't put in the box. It fell off, and this is the doll that it fell off of. This cloisonne doll sold for $100. This is a vintage Chinese cloisonne enamel statue. It is of a geisha girl. Accepted a best offer of $100. Here you can see her up close, and you can also see that she has that fan hanging down in her hand. That fan fell down in the box and didn't get shipped, but the buyer does have it now. I did want to show you the bottom. So this one is vintage, but not overly older unless that screw was replaced. You can see that Phillips head screw on the bottom, but this one I was only about $5 in, and it was about a $70 profit. Up next is a marionette puppet from Howdy Doody. Marionette puppets are another thing to watch for, especially if they are in good condition, which this one was. This is another item purchased off an online auction. This is a vintage marionette string puppet, Howdy Doody. This one sold for $125. I actually only paid $30 for two of these, so I was $15 into this one. So it's about an $85 profit. Here you can see it up close. The clothing, it was in great condition. And I did want to show you the top here. You can see it says elastic band. It has the patent number as well as that original hold card. So this one was really in pretty decent condition for its age and sold for $125. Really great profit, and this one sold in only a couple of months. Up next is something that was here, I want to say, for about a year. It's another item I purchased in an online auction. This I expected to sell for more. I actually had it priced at more than double, but because I'd had them so long and I only paid $20 for them, I accepted a lower offer. This is a mid-century modern bronze pair of parrots. They do have chains in their mouth. I had them at, I want to say, around $250, but since I only paid $20, again with sales low, I am accepting some lower offers. Accepted $110. Here you can see the two of them up close. One of the chains was not attached. I did notate that in my listing. And here you can see the top. This is another item that is distressed, that shows wear, shows its age. I think they are perfect just like they are. I did not do anything to it. And this one, again, great profit, though it did take longer to sell and I didn't get as much as I wanted for it. Still made about $60 to $70. This is the next one I comped, and I didn't even believe myself that it would sell for as much as I listed it for. It sold for full price. It did take about a year. So again, a lot of these higher dollar sales are longer tail. They are taking longer to sell. So this is a brass large mortar and pestle set. This is an antique heavy solid brass mortar and pestle. This one sold for $129. I am only a few dollars into this. It is over $100 profit. Here I wanted to show you up close because there was quite a bit of wear to this. And again, I do not do anything to these older items or try to clean them up or polish them or change their appearance because I think a lot of people like them as they are. And then here I wanted to show you with that pestle outside. Again, a lot of wear on this, but an absolutely great sale and over $100 profit. This next item is a kitchen item. It is a vintage coffee grinder. This is another item to watch for because depending on the brand and the color, these can be worth hundreds as well. This is an antique brass and silver tone coffee grinder. It sold for $125. I actually bought this in a large estate buyout, so I'm only a couple dollars in. So this is another one that's close to the $100 profit. I just wanted to show you here from the side. This one does have that pull-out drawer. It's got the handle. It is fully a complete working vintage coffee grinder. And it's in excellent condition. Great sale. Took over a year to sell, but over $100 profit. Up next is a Murano Bowl. This is another one that got sent back to us. It has a crack that honestly was even hard for me to see after the buyer returned it for the crack. So again, really important to notice if there are any defects and to notate them in your description, as well as put read or see in your title to point that out. So I got it back. It resold in about 3 months and for over $100. Actually, a little under 100. This is a Murano Tutti Frutti Zanfrico Latticino, sold for $97. This is a big, thick, heavy bowl with tons of ribbons and Latticino in it. Sold for $97 plus the buyer paid shipping. This was an international sale. I wanted to zoom in and show you all of these ribbons and that Latticino in there. And then here on the bottom, I think right here inside of that blue is that tiny little kind of a chip there, which to me was not overly noticeable, but it got returned for that the first time. So second time sold for $97. I paid $20, so it's about a $60 profit. This next item, if you follow me over on Instagram, you will have seen a reel about this one. This was a really cool and interesting piece. I picked it up while sourcing with my good friend Mark. His name is OGNZ here on YouTube. And it's actually the only really good thing we found the whole day. And we didn't go for a long time, but I was kind of frustrated because I wasn't finding anything. And I'm like, I'm going to get this thing and take a chance. And I ended up finding the marking on it at home when I went to list it. Paid $25 for it at a thrift store down in Orlando. And this one sold for $150. This is a vintage Bordalo Pinheiro Portuguese Majolica. It was a crab pot. Really cool piece, sold for $150. Here you can see it from the side. So the handles as well as the feet on this are actually clams or mussels. Super cool. I wanted to show you it from the top here. Gorgeous 3D crab. And this was just a really impressive, unusual piece. And now here on the bottom, I want to show you, you can see that Bordalo Pinheiro. I did not see this, and I did look because I was like, do I want to pay $25 for an unmarked piece? Turns out I paid $25 for a piece that was marked, so I'm glad I got it. And this one is about $100 profit, and it actually sold in less than 2 months. Up next is a flea market find. So if you've been paying attention to where I'm getting all this stuff, it is varied. I go to the flea market, I go to thrift stores, but the majority of my sourcing is done on online auctions. Occasionally I go to yard sales as well. It comes from all over. You can find this stuff everywhere. It really depends on your area and what is the best way for you to source. So this one I got at the flea market in my little local town. I paid $10 for it, sold in about 6 months, and it was over $100 profit. This is a Winnie the Pooh holiday hearth. I can't say that word. I'm not good with H's. The Danbury Mint sold for $150. I paid $10. Here you can see that statue up close. I saw this and knew that it was money. When I saw it was only $10, I knew I had to get it. Great, great find. It was in the original styrofoam as well. And here on the bottom, you can see very, very easy to research. But this one was actually, none were listed, none were sold on eBay. So I did have to use WorthPoint to look this one up. You can see it says Winnie the Pooh Holiday Hearth, Danbury Mint, and it is Disney. And that was a great sale, $150 and a little bit over $100 profit. All right. We are up to our top 5 selling items. This first one I've had for a couple of years, and this lot was in a shadow box. It's Kingfisher Feather antique brooches. I figured out what they were using Google Lens, and I have made thousands of dollars on them. I actually am less than $5 in. I just sold this one. It's been over 2 years. I still have 2 of them left, but originally there were 10. This is a large King Dynasty Kingfisher Feather hairpin, but it is broken. This one sold for $146. It actually sold to Hong Kong. I believe all of these but one have went international. Here you can see it up close. This one, the feather work is pretty decent still on. Some of them had feathers missing from over half. Somebody did mention kingfishers are an endangered species. With these being older and depending on where they were made, I do not believe there was any issue with listing or selling these. And then here on the back, you can see this is brass. It's not any precious metal. It's actually in pretty poor condition on the back, but this one was a great sale and about $120 profit. Up next is another one I took a lower offer on. I paid $55 for this. It is a beautiful Swarovski Wonders of the Sea set. Watch for Swarovski. This one actually is clear, but it has like a little diorama set up with it. The ones that are large and multiple colors are typically pretty big money. This one still sold for over $150, so not horrible, close to that $100 profit. It did take over a year to sell. This is a Swarovski Crystal Harmony Wonders of the Sea. This one sold for $170.14. I paid $55, so a little bit under $100 after those fees. I did want to show you how I set it up here. I did sit it up on top of the back and show that little diorama behind it. And I wanted to zoom in here to show you, this is all clear Swarovski crystal, little clownfish. The colored ones are worth 3 to 5 times as much. But if you see here on the back of the box, this one originally was $450. Luckily, I did not pay that, so I feel bad if somebody had purchased this. It has lost quite a bit of value in reality. But for me, it was still close to that $100 profit, and I am happy with the $170 sale. All right, this next one I won in an online jewelry lot and it caught my eye. I'm going to tell you, the more you resell, the longer you do this, the more you learn kind of what sticks out. And this purse was different. It stood out to me. It's a rock. It is a rock purse. There were actually 2 of them. I lost on the other one. It was actually a little more impressive, but they were both rocks. This is a purse by Kathleen Dustin. And a lot of people, when I showed this, were like, what in the heck is that? Look at stuff that it looked like a rock with a string, okay? Look at stuff that looks different. This was almost a $300 sale, and I am about $20 in. This is a vintage Kathleen Dustin Polymer Clay Minadier. This one sold for $292. And I will show you here up close. This is not an overly impressive. It's not blingy. It is a rock with a string. That is what it is. But here on the inside, you can see it is clearly signed Kathleen Dustin, 1999. So it is vintage. I looked up her name. I was able to see the signature in the online auction. I wanted to show you here as well with a ruler. This is only just shy of 4 inches wide. This is a very, very small piece. So watch out for these. They are out there. The buyer was very happy with this. She said she'd been wanting one for years and decided to splurge on herself. So I got great feedback on this one. Great sale at $292 and close to a $200 profit. All right, we are up to our top 2 selling items for the last 6 weeks. Again, all my items, I told you where I got them, told you how long they took to sell. I do have a playlist of only high dollar what sold videos that are my own things, as well as the research videos I do if you're trying to increase your knowledge on what sells for big money. And that is one of my key points when I start sourcing again. I actually have not bought for eBay in over a month now, and I don't intend to anytime soon. I do have to buy for Whatnot because we sell 500 plus pieces of jewelry a week on Whatnot. So that I go through really, really fast, but I've not sourced for eBay and I don't intend to because I really need to get through my death pile, which is probably mostly lower value items, but I'm not spending money. And with sales down right now, it's been kind of taking a toll on me. Really hard for me to get motivated. I'm having to kind of kick myself in the butt. I am not doing as much as I should be. So, and I've been saying this for weeks. I'm still saying it. I'm still trying to kick myself into gear after losing my assistant. So really hard when you get out of the habit of listing daily and pushing yourself to get back in it. So I am still months later trying to get back in it. And yeah, so this next item is a Yadro. If you do not know, bigger Yadro pieces can sell for big money, but not all of them. Yadro is something I would never pick up blindly, no matter how big or impressive the piece, because it really depends on how many they made, how many are available, and what the demand is for them. I've seen some really big Yadro pieces that aren't worth very much, that wouldn't be worth the time packing. This one was a clown or a jester, and it actually sold to a church, which I thought was pretty cool. This is a Yadro clown jester. It was a harlequin playing a guitar. Sold for $320. I paid, I believe, around $100 to $150 for this one. It's been a while, so this one did take over a year to sell. Here you can see him up close. I typically don't pick up many Yadros that are damaged, but some of the more rare ones, even with damage, can sell for over $1,000. So if you come across Yadro, definitely look up the piece. I use Google Lens and it identifies almost all Yadro pieces that I have found. And I do want to show you the mark here on the bottom. So here is that Yadro mark to look for. Some of them will have the number, some of them have signatures on the bottom. Definitely look them up. This one was a great sale at $320 and about $120 profit for me. All right, up next is the highest selling item, sold for $1,500 in under 24 hours. I showed this bracelet all over. I showed this bracelet in one of my thrifting videos over on my Cat's Treasure Hunting channel. I showed this bracelet on Whatnot. I showed it here on this channel. This was a gorgeous bracelet. So I bought this Hobey bracelet in an online auction. I paid $375. It was close to $500 with the buyer's premium. And I put it up on auction. I believe I had it starting at $1,000 and my buy it now is $1,700. Somebody asked me if I take $1,500. I'm like, you know what? This is, you know, an $800 profit in under 24 hours. Sales are slow. I'm gonna take it. They paid immediately and quick $800 profit. So if you think people aren't buying these high dollar items, they still are. This one also went international, just something to note. So if you're not offering international shipping, I would definitely consider it. You don't have to do anything extra to do that. So let me show you for the last time this amazing Hobey bracelet. This is a vintage rare. It was unsigned Hobey filigree rhinestone bracelet, sold for $1,500. Here you can see it up close. This was a beautiful, beautiful bracelet. I do want to point out, if you look in the right corner of that panel, there is a missing stone. There were also several missing filigree flowers. So this was an imperfect bracelet, but they are very, very rare, and it was not a precious metal. So here it is from the side as well. Very, very well made filigree, beautiful rhinestones, and a great sale. $1,500, less than 24 hours, $800 profit, and definitely the highlight of the last 6 weeks. All right, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. You're having a good summer. We are off to Dalton's swim lessons here in a little bit, and we've been going out on the boat and trying to have some fun. Dalton is in summer school right now, but it's only 3 days a week. And I will be heading to Phoenix, Arizona here soon for a camp listing party. I will be on some speaking panels there. I hope that you can make it. If not, they are selling virtual tickets for that for $85 for 2 days, and you get to watch all of the speakers. I am speaking. There are also 26 other speakers. So if you want to increase your knowledge about reselling, definitely a good investment into yourself as well as your business. So I hope to see you either there in person or you to see me virtually. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, do not forget, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, my co-host for years, Julian, is coming on for the first time as a guest along with his wife Kayla. So that is going to be a fun Tuesday night live this coming up Tuesday, and also tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as well as tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I will have some great vintage estate jewelry for sale on Whatnot. $5 starts. If you're not a member of Whatnot or haven't joined yet, it doesn't cost anything to join. You can use my link, get $15 for free. Come over, check out the jewelry, hang out with us. I do 6 giveaways a show. I would love to see you there. I really, really appreciate your support and you watching, and I will see you on the next one.